Millennials were born in the early 1980s to the early 2000s. Currently, this generation has a global population of over 2 billion people. Their population is large enough that they bring a lot of influence in both cultural and economic ways. Millennials have grown up in a world where digital technology and the internet are a vital part of life. This means their spending and purchasing habits are much different from previous generations. Here's some statistics which you should keep in mind when thinking about your next marketing campaign, or if you're attempting to sell products and services to millennials. Millennials, on average, use their smartphones 45 times a day. 63% of millennials stay updated on brands through social networks. 88% of millennials live in metropolitan areas. 34% of millennials have a bachelor's degree or higher. 94% of millennials use coupons and have a preference towards digital formats. Millennial shoppers spend $600 billion in the United States each year. The millennial population is projected to spend $1.2 trillion each year by 2020. Millennials' average yearly income is around $56,000 before taxes. Millennials like sharing with their friends. According to Forbes, they found that millennials are 13% more likely than Generation X to share their purchases on social media. Millennials make 54% of purchases online. 63% of millennials complete transactions on their smartphones. 22% of millennials have used an app to purchase groceries. 41% of millennial smartphone users have completed an in-store transaction with their mobile device. 60% of millennials prefer to purchase generic brands over name brands. 40% of millennials refer to online reviews and testimonials before purchasing a product. 67% of millennials believe they have a responsibility to share feedback with a brand about their experience. 74% of millennials would switch to a different retailer or brand if they had a negative customer service experience. In the US, millennials carry $1 trillion in student loan debt. 63% of millennials have more than $10,000 in student debt. 52% of millennials carry over balances on their credit cards every month. 41% of millennials are delaying owning a home because of debt. 49% of millennials do not have a retirement account. 52% of millennials were concerned about defaulting on a loan in the next 12 months. 66% of millennials have one or more sources of outstanding long debt. As you can see, millennials are an interesting generation. On the one hand, they have no problem purchasing through the internet and even buying on credit. However, of course, purchasing on credit means a lot of them are heavily in debt for their relatively young age. So the next time you're wanting to sell a product or service to this generation, remember to check back on this section, which offers excellent metrics which can help you with your overall marketing campaigns.